you can do it in 6 months. And not everyone believes it's possible. It's possible. I closed my deal 5.5 months after I joined the mentorship. So, and the master.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Masha. Hey, Masha, pleasure to have you today. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just letting us know who is Masha and where you come from. What's your background? What got you here to the Michael Blanc?
Sure. Well, I'm a realtor from Maryland, Virginia, and DC. That's where I work. That's residential real estate mostly. What I do day in and day out. So that's my background.
Cool. Okay. And what made you make the change from doing that to wanting to jump into multifamily syndication?
Yeah, I haven't ended doing that. It's just my, day job or, every day and weekend, I haven't deviated from that, but I'm aspiring to. But I figured at some point that I need to think about investing properly. So I've had my pension plans. I've also done some landlording before. And it just wasn't working the best way for me. And, as you get older, you want to accelerate that as much as you can. I figured, let me find a way that may work better. And I've done quite a bit of research on multifamily as well as other ways of investing. And I figured that multifamily would be the best way to go.
And what made you choose, or how did you come to find the Michael Blanc and our programs and the mentorship program? How did that?
Yeah, as I was looking through different resources, I came across some mentorship programs and I interviewed them. And I think I interviewed 5 of them altogether. I also went to a few conferences when I learned that, that's where usually people who make those deals meet. I figured, let me just travel and see and meet others, and maybe they'll enlighten me more. And my decision would be more of an educated one rather than just jumping into something without having enough background knowledge and actually talking to people, because I find that talking to people really helps. If someone had firsthand experience, that instructs you more than reading books or listening to podcasts, which I've also done quite a bit. Yeah, and when I discovered Michael's podcast and the Yellow Book, of course, that comes with it, I just loved it because there's so much clarity and structure. And that's what I usually look in everything I do and try to organize things as much as I can. And it just spoke to me. And every topic was so exciting. But I also found some free webinars, and I was attending those. So everything in parallel kind of worked out. And especially the fact that that program that Michael was advertising on podcast was promising to work with you until you finally close your first deal, that did it for me. I decided, well, that there's nothing to lose, really. You just get in, you try to do it, and it's an investment in myself. So I figured that's the right way to go.
How long did you? How long were you with the Yellow Book and the podcast and things before you decided, okay, I do need to move forward?
I would say it took me about a full year to understand whether it's for me and which mentorship, not mentorship, but which mastermind actually I need to join. Took me about a year.
And if I remember correctly, you didn't start with the mentorship, right? You started with
No,
with the lower tier program, and then
exactly.
you saw the need for the mentorship. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. So I started with the deal maker certification because it was just a lower cost option. And I figured, well, I'm a realtor, so maybe that would be sufficient. I read up, I listen to all the videos, I'm on the platform while I'm doing this, and I should be ready by the end of it. And it took me a few weeks to go through this, actually a couple of months. So it wasn't immediate because I was really intent on listening everything that I was given. And by the end of it all, I felt like, okay, I've read another book. I've listened to tons of videos. Seems like I know what I'm going to be doing or supposed to be doing. But guess what? I'm not confident that I can do it. And that's when I, played with the idea of joining the mentorship in my head. And again, I interviewed a few people because I wasn't sure that I can easily move forward on this. It took me about, a month, I think, to decide. And eventually, yeah, I joined in October. In February, I joined the DMM. And then in October of 2023, I joined the mentorship program. And that was the best thing I've done.
Very cool. So it was worth the wait and worth the waiting through all the different options, and you still came back to
Absolutely.
this. Cool.
Yes, absolutely. It was really worth everything, the wait and the research and, the money that I paid for it. Absolutely. Um, because the mentors, they were always there for me. I always had a lot of questions, and I wouldn't have figured them on my own. I learned how to underwrite, and then I always checked the result with my mentors. The way additional things, the resources, and the students that I met on the platform, that was just amazing. But of course, without someone looking over my shoulder and checking my work and giving advice on deals that I was finding, um, I wouldn't be able to make the decision and actually find the deal and verify that it was the right one for me.
And congratulations, you have found a
Yeah,
deal, and you did pull the trigger, right? So,
I did. I
um,
did.
if you
Yes,
wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about your deal, and I think you also got a partnership before you did the deal, right? So,
that's
how
right.
did that all come about? What, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, first, of course, I realized as I was going through the mentorship and I was meeting people on the platform, attending all the calls, I realized that this is such a huge undertaking, taking a deal down. You cannot do it on your own. You have to have a team. But the challenge was to find people that I can actually do a deal with. You have to develop certain level of trust. But first about the deal, maybe, right? So the deal is a 50-unit asset, C-class asset in Northern Florida. And we got it for 2.6 million. And it's seller financing for 3 years, interest only. So we didn't have to get a loan from the bank. And this is beautiful. So once we got the deal, we started working on it immediately. We closed within 30 days, which is very unusual for these types of deals. But we had very steep competition and we were challenged to close soon. And we decided that we should be doing it because we really saw potential. The rent growth was amazing. And, the value add is exactly what we were learning about in the program, and numbers just really penciled out. So we really felt like this is the right move. And my mentors actually helped in establishing the confidence in us that this is the right way to go. The deal is really worth taking down.
Yeah, you're saying you
So
closed in 30 days, so you had to, yeah,
we
there
had to
was,
hustle, yes, yes. But thankfully, we have had, combined network of people who were interested in investing in multifamily, and we prepared our network actually before we even came to this point of asking for people to join us as limited partners on the deal. We have been using the deal package that we developed during the program, and we were pitching that to our potential investors before even getting the deal where they could actually invest in. So a lot of people that we knew from our immediate circle, friends and family, they already were waiting for us to get a deal under contract, and that's exactly what happened. So we didn't struggle much at all to raise funds to close it. So, but I guess we were lucky in this particular case, and well, just looking forward to the new one. But the deal happened because I also was able to find it through another student who I met on one of the calls in the program. And her name is Ahuva. And we just talked a little bit, but we connected even before the call. I was asking a few questions in private through the platform. And so back and forth was happening before we met on one of the calls. And once we met on the calls, then it just felt right. I know the student's background. I know that it felt right to connect with that particular person. It seemed like we had complementary strengths. And that's important in a team, as I learned in the program. So yeah, and so she had a deal from a broker that she had a connection with for quite some time. That was an off-market deal. And that's something that I underwrote that deal and we decided that we're going to go for it. So, yep.
Very cool. Congratulations. Finding a partner's it can be scary sometimes. So I'm glad you guys really, felt that connection. That's huge.
Yes.
And found a partner. Is this a partner you believe you're going to do more deals with, or is this a partner that is just for this one?
Well, I hope we're going to do more deals together. And we actually looked at a couple already, and sounds like there is something that's going to happen pretty soon. And
Very cool. So you
yeah,
do have some in the pipeline that may, are yet to come.
there is something, yeah, that we were talking about looking into. So we'll see how it goes. But again, it's thanks to the connections in the market that we both have, that we now have developed this potential to finding more deals.
Very cool, Masha. Well, I think your story is amazing. Thank you for sharing, and would love to hear if you have any parting words for Michael, and or any parting words for future students, anybody considering this program.
Absolutely, yes. I can tell that what I've done to this moment, I would have never dreamt of accomplishing if I were to try to do it on my own. And it's truly amazing what can happen if you apply yourself and if you're in the right place. The support that you get from the program that Michael developed, the clarity of the blueprint, the clarity of the steps that you need to take that I learned about in the program are just unparalleled. And no amount of books is going to help you unless you have a way to discuss things that you're learning with others and with very experienced investors and who are mentors on the program. And that is beautiful. So I can't thank enough my mentors, Philippe Schuligan and David Kamara. Brad Tassia also participated in some of the decision making, and I developed some friendships with others, and Paul and Jonathan Nichols, and I'm grateful for the connections. And of course, I'm grateful to you, Cody, for initiating our discussions. And I'm glad to have met you at Deal Maker Live, as well as all the others, I think that's something that stays with you for life, and you can multiply the success of the first deal. The law of the first deal truly works. So I'm grateful to everyone who I met and hope to continue that relationship, and strongly advise all those who are listening to join the mentorship program. You will see how fast you can achieve your goals and start, gaining passive income to the extent you never felt it would be possible before.
Well,
You
it
yeah.
was a true pleasure having you on as a student in our program and seeing your success. You mentioned time right here at the end. I didn't even think to ask. How long did it take you to do your first deal once you joined the mentorship?
So I've been underwriting for a little over half a year until I found this deal.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
yeah,
And you closed in 30 days. So
it closed in 30
you know,
days. And actually, yeah, the promise, there is a proof of concept there, right there. You can do it in 6 months. And not everyone believes it's possible. It's possible. I closed my deal 5.5 months after I joined the mentorship. So, and the master.
very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Masha.
Thank you.
And we look to see you here in the future. We have more to give you if you're open to it. But thank you so much, and
Thank you.
best of
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.